Boys, welcome back to another episode of the Panthers franchise. Today we got our second to last video of the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. We have 8 games played so far, 7-1 record, which is pretty nice. So we're going to be playing 2 more games, 2 more halves, and then simming 2 games to make it 4 more games, give us 12 games played. And then we'll have 1 more episode of the regular season, and we'll be off to the playoffs. Today's episode consists of the Bucks, the Colts, the Saints, and I don't know what that last game we're going to be simming is, but the Bucks only have a record of 5-4 or 7-1. We have a 5 overall advantage. The Saints have a record of 5-4 as well. So if we win both of these games today, or both of those games today, it shouldn't matter if we beat the Colts. We should have the division locked up. I'm not going to lie. If we could win those 2 games, we'll see. Those might be the 2 games we play, just for storyline purposes. But let's get into our first game against the Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium. Our first drive comes with 2 minutes left in the first, so the Bucks had a nice, decent drive there. That started with the touchdown, as you can see in the bottom there. So now it's our job to go and score some points of our own. Got Jonathan Brooks here getting a gain of 9 right away. It says gain of 10 even though it's second in inches. He just barely couldn't get the first down. But we'll take that as a first run. And, huge games today. Huge games against Bucks and Saints, at least. Colts is also a huge game, because I guess if we win all 3, then it is pretty much guaranteed that we're going to the playoffs. Remember, we are buying in this year. This is our all-in year. We don't have enough cap space to get any of our players that are expiring contracts back, and we didn't trade them. We're starting with a 3rd run in a row. Getting a 4 there. It's working. I'm kind of nervous to pass. I've been playing college football the past few days, recording those videos. I'm nervous to pass right now. We'll see what we can do here, though. I like this route, because it's just a short route to Carr. I don't really have to think about where I'm passing to. And 1st and 10, across the 50 now, right? Yeah, we're on the 38-yard line. And prime spot to get some points here. Do a little play action. Beautiful pass to Xavier Legette. He does drop it. It wasn't the most perfect pass. It was still good looking, but could not come down with it. We're going to move this to the left. We're going to motion Binns over and see if Brooks could get some more rushing yards. There's a holding, it looks like, so that's coming back either way. He only gets to gain like 2. So a few rough plays there in a row. It is indeed holding. Who's it on? Damian Lewis. So hate to see that. That doesn't happen too often. 2nd and 17. Almost crossed the 50 again, which is not what we need. We need to get back in the field goal range at the very least. Probably the bad guy to pass it to, but Deontay Johnson almost gets the first. 3rd and inches. That is actually perfect. Because then we go inside zone here with Chuba. And hopefully get the inches that we need. He does indeed get it. He bounces to the outside, too, down to the 15. So we're having a pretty nice first drive here. It's taking 1:30 of game time about. Not as much as the Bucks' first drive. That took like 3 minutes, 4 minutes from us. Bryce Young has nowhere to go here. Just chuck it out of bounds before you get sacked. I probably had somewhere open, but I was not looking there when it was open. Unfortunately. But knowing bench, I bet there's a guy I could have thrown it to. Here we go for the first. Binns can't shake him for the touchdown, but we do get the first and goal here. We might get one more play in the first quarter. We got 4 seconds and the clock's ticking. We need Bryce to hurry up here. Okay, we do get it off. Jonathan Brooks jumps down to the 1-yard line. I tried getting a little bit sharper angle towards the end zone. I feel like he could have jumped over it. But we'll definitely take that for the first quarter. And going into the second quarter now, we are 1 yard away from getting the touchdown. So they're obviously lined up, ready for the run. Jonathan Brooks says he does not care. He gets it in 1 second into the second quarter. We tie it up 7-7. They quickly go down, though, in a few minutes, that is, and make it 14-7. So right now they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. We just need to be able to do what we are supposed to do. What a ball from Bryce. That might be the best ball placement I've had in this game. Online, offline, no matter what, ever. Like, That was pure ball placement. Was it intentional? No, not really, but it still looked good. No holding there, and we go off for a touchdown. Jonathan Brooks with a gorgeous touchdown. We get the ball back literally on our 1-yard line with 1:38 to go. Defense held him, but I don't know who their punter is. He did his job. Jonathan Brooks, 7 rushes, 67 yards in this first half so far. Great touchdown run there as well at the end of the last drive. I'm going to just dance out with Bryce. Let's take a slide right here. 1:20 to work with, so we have to kind of hurry up a little bit here. But we can't be throwing dumb balls here. No dumb balls. We're going to do a comeback route with Leggett. And let's see if anybody gets open here. That was kind of a dumb ball, but at the same time, I just had to get the pressure out. I just had to click a button. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted, but they had the heat coming. We're going to try splitting that safety again with Edens and Johnson. We'll see. Not really. Almost. Not too close, but it was good enough to where it wasn't intercepted. Now we want to run it and try and run out the clock. We're going to run a play action here instead. Yeah, I don't feel like running out the clock yet. Although this isn't good. I just went straight into Vita Vea's helmet. And we are going to be punting it away ourselves. So both teams had 2 great starting drives and then not so good third drives of the half. Hopefully we don't let up a field goal here in the final 50 seconds. Although it's going to be kind of hard. They have a good field position. They did not score, though, and we actually have the ball with 18 seconds left. Got 2 timeouts, and we're on the 7-yard line. Goes to Bins, and I could not get it out. I think whoever that was, Johnson maybe, that had the corner out, I think he was good. Unfortunately, did not see him in time as I was panicking running out the pocket, trying to throw it away. And yeah, this drive's looking ugly too. I should probably just run it here. But I am stubborn and I'm trying to get a first. That was a high-pointed ball, and it's a fumble. I don't feel like that's a catch then, just saying. If this was regular NFL, I don't think that'd be a catch, but we'll give him the field goal at the end of the half like a stupid idiot. And actually, I don't play the second half. I almost started playing the second half. So unfortunately, with our half of gameplay, we give them a 17-14 lead. Our boys go down and score right away, though. Score another touchdown. They get a touchdown back, but we end up getting the win. So you love to see it. Huge win right there. And we are now 8-1 on the year. An absolutely phenomenal start. Of course, we still have 3 games to see the results of today. 1 more game to play defense on. And we'll see what the boys can do here. What are the boys capable of? Okay, this week is against the 6-4 Colts, who do have a better record than the Saints. However, I still think I want to play the Saints game. So we're going to just go ahead, advanced week on here, send to next week. And hopefully that record down there says 9-1, which it does. We win 35-29. So we're just barely winning these games, but we are winning them, and that's the important thing. 2, as you can see on the right over there, we got Game of the Week with the Patriots. Interesting. Okay, well, this game is going to be better than their rivalry game against the Bills. We got Panthers Saints over here. Saints did win last week's game as well. They're 6-4, 85 overall. Our defense is 2 overalls better than their offense, which is what we need to know since I'll be playing defense. And then we'll be simulating another game against the Bucks. So we have both of our games against the Bucks today, and hopefully the boys can win that simulated game. But first, it's on me to see if I could help the boys beat the Saints. Playing defense first half. Let's get to it. Starting off on defense, Panthers, our offense out here, got us some points to start off. So that's exactly what we need. Love to see it. And Saints have an X-Factor QB. I keep forgetting that they drafted X-Factor QB in like the first draft of this series. So that's kind of interesting to me. Also, Zach, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, had 74 rush yards off 24 rushes last week. Jonathan Brooks did that in like 7 rushes, but, you know, to each their own. I'm sure this guy's a stud. And, let's see. Ernest Jones is who I'm using. Almost intercepted by Deonte Banks right there. He couldn't even break it up, unfortunately, but he did have a nice read on that. We're going to use our Trayvon Walker here so we can get some pressure. Not the best defender. You guys already know this. Over months and months. Oh, what a deflection of me saying it in every single video. However, I feel like lately it's gotten at least a little bit better. It's not great still, especially since I only play these games when I record, so it's not like I'm improving my defense as I go. But I feel like it used to be worse. I can't peanut punch that out, and I have bad habits trying to peanut punch and hit stick everything, which is how a lot of broken tackles are made or caused. We're going to be Fuller. We're going to be the deep blue zone out here. Nobody. That could be intercepted. It is by Fuller. And that's a good first defensive drive right there, baby. That's all we need is the defensive turnovers here. Jordan Fuller with the interception. Got Trayvon Walker there, giving a little bit of a flex. And love to see it. Let's go into our next defensive drive now. Boys get another touchdown. We got 5:46 left. We've only had one defensive drive. And the offense has scored 2 touchdowns. We have absolutely set up a nice looking team here. I do try and hit the hit stick. It did work this time. And see if we can do it again. If we get another interception, that could be huge for us. But just stop them. That's all we need. We don't need interceptions. We don't need, fumbles. We just need no points allowed. 3 points max, but hopefully 0 points total, If I could give up 0 points, I like our chances at winning. He goes across the middle on like a slant route to Hicks. Is that what that guy's name is? Is that what it said? I don't know half of these guys. We are reaching a point where it's going to be more and more auto-generated, guys. So hopefully we could finish this series semi-quickly. I just destroyed him with Jones, I thought, but he said, no, I'm good, I'm fine, watch this, and bounced right up. And now 2nd and 4, they're driving pretty nicely. They're across the 50. Trayvon Walker can't get any pressure. I can't get that user strip either. I'm getting close. One of these times it's going to work, and his name is Wicks, not Hicks, I just saw there. And I'm going to use Ernest Jones on the blitz here again. Actually, I'm going to, whenever it's like this, I like using these out routes. And we get actually a sack there with Sims, one of our first ever draft picks of this series. And loss of 6 there. I'm going to guard number 80 here before I do my blitz. It's going to be a little delayed blitz here. Because, look, nobody's on him. And I hit him with the hit stick. Does not bring him down, though. He gets a gain of 7, right? Oh, no, they was 16. So, gain of 9. And we got 3rd and 7 here. And they get it. I don't know what that dive tackle was all about. He didn't really even dive for him. They have an offensive lineman injured now, and they are looking to score a touchdown here. Luckily, there's enough time that our boys will have, opportunity at another touchdown. But if they don't get it, it might be rough for us. And that was good QB spy by me. Not even intentional, but it worked because he was trying to run it in. And now we need something big happen here. Need something big. Trayvon Walker. And I can't get there. I didn't position myself in front. And they get the touchdown. So they make it 14-7. Our guys go down and get a field goal. So not the greatest result, but they got more points. And that's what we'll definitely take. We need all the points from them in the world. We're going to use Trevin Wallace here on the blitz. And they got a minute left. I don't know what they were doing with their QB there. They didn't even look like a design QB run. It just looked like he decided he was going to run right off the bat. And we got the blitz. And, dang, Deonte Banks is kind of being bullied right now. Not going to lie. I feel like like I said this, I think, last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago. If that was me making that throw, that would have been interception by Deonte Banks. And I don't know if it's because me switching to him on why it didn't end up being an interception. But the user DBs as in not even the one I'm actually physically using, but just my DBs, react slower than the computer DBs. And it's kind of frustrating, but at the same time it makes sense. And, that's the reason it's on a higher difficulty. But, I just like if my DBs reacted the same as, who I'm facing's DBs. Unfortunately, that's not how it goes, though. 20 seconds left. I'm going to use her haul here. See if I can't get something to work here. They're definitely going to get a field goal here. It's my job now to stop them from getting a touchdown. But they are obviously in a very easy field goal range. And they're trying to cut the lead down to 7 before half. They throw it to the offensive lineman. Interesting choice there. In pretty much the red zone. They're 2 yards away from the red zone, but it's practically the red zone they're in. User Fuller here. Come with the blitz. Goes across the middle. If there was a time to get the peanut punch, that would have been it. Okay, we're going to call a timeout here. I don't think it'll ice them. I don't think they could really get ice before halftime, but we're going to do it anyway since we have all 3 timeouts. And we're going to try and block this field goal here before half. Can we block the field goal? I'm going to use her Brown. I don't know which one I like. I haven't really blocked too many field goals this game, and it's going to continue that way. They do drill it, and there's technically 2 seconds for our guys to do something, but they ain't going to do nothing. And it is now time to simulate to the end of the game to see if the boys can pick up the huge dub against the Saints. If they do, I think we have playoffs bound, but if they don't, then it's a different story. However, with 3 minutes left in the game, we're up 14. Minute left in the game, we're up 14, and we're going to win 24-10. So we're 2-0 in the games that I wanted to be 2-0 in, and we also beat the Colts. So we're 10-1 now. Absolutely unreal start to the season. And this might be the year. This might be the year. I don't want to jinx anything. We still need playoffs, but 10-1, that is an absolutely glorious start. That's an actually perfect start. You couldn't ask for it to be really any better. If you would have had me predict it before, before today's episode, before this season, what our record would have been, I would have aimed for 10 wins total, and we already got that with plenty of games left to play. We got 1 game to sim today, and then we got a few more to play next episode, and then we'll be rocking and rolling for, I would assume, the playoffs. I don't know how soon we're going to clinch it, but we are 2 games ahead of the 49ers. I guess we could sim the week first, though, because they're a week behind. So we could sim this week and see how close, but we're at least a game ahead of second place. So you'd think we'd be pretty close to clinching stuff here. We're a game ahead of the 49ers, 2 games ahead of Dallas, and 3 games ahead of Minnesota. And then even 5th place, we're 3 games ahead of them too. So we are ahead of a lot of the people in the NFC. We should have a playoff spot locked. It's not guaranteed just yet. Nobody is currently on the top of any of these stats, which is unfortunate that Jonathan Brooks got taken off of there. But at the same time, I'll take the wins over the stats any day of the week. And now let's get into our last game to simulate of the day. And that is the Buccaneers game. And this one's at home. So we won the game in Tampa Bay. That was the first game of today's episode. So now we got to try and hope that the simulation doesn't do us dirty and that we win the game here today in Carolina. Looks like Bucs are starting with the ball. Actually, I lied. We're starting with the ball. Will that matter? Okay, the boys run down and get a touchdown immediately. Tampa Bay comes back with their own, which is exactly, so far this is looking just like our game we played. 14-14, they're up 21-14. We cannot get another score. We might lose here, our second game of the year. We tie it up late. They go down and get a game-winning field goal as time expires, though. So we lose 24-21, unfortunately. We go 3-1 today's episode. Still, a 10-2 start is absolutely phenomenal on the season. I will not be doing any complaining about that. Obviously, it would have been nice to get the win there. I mean, I thought we were going to be losing by more. It didn't look like we could score in the second half. But we did leave it up to one final drive for them, a 2-minute drill, and they did end up getting it. So, good on them. We got an upgrade here for JPJ. And that will do it for today's episode. We are 10-2 on the year, 3-1 in today's episode. I'm going to simulate this week That we see standings and stuff like that. We are still first. San Fran either lost or didn't have another game. Minnesota were 2 games ahead. Dallas were 2 games ahead still. So standings still look the same as before we lost that game, which is nice. As far as the lead, Jonathan Brooks is back up with the rushing yards. He has 50 less carries than Najee Harris, who's second place, and 30 less carries than Etienne, who is first. And he has 120 yards less rushing with 3 more touchdowns than Etienne. So he is having quite a great season as well. Obviously, with us being 10-2, you kind of expect that. But that is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we got Titans, Giants, Saints, and one other that I can't see right now. And I think we might have an extra simulated game because I'm going to finish the regular season next episode. So we might have one extra simulated game in there to get us through the entire season, but we'll see. And appreciate you boys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.